Hey, how you doing? This is SEIJIHITO here to bring you the news. I'm pretty sure that some of you guys might be in here because of the title, which is a potential third term. Yes, that is correct. It's not fake news. And also Project Stargate, which is as interesting as it sounds, which is also going to cost a lot of money. So we're going to get directly right into it. And this is from Andy Ogle's website. He is the Tennessee's fifth congressional district. It states that Congress, Andy Ogles, introduced a House joint resolution to amend the Constitution of the United States to allow a president to be elected up to, but no more than 3 terms. The language of the proposed amendment reads as follows. And also, if you want to be directly in the conversation, leave a vote because I have it open on both sides. So go ahead and leave a vote directly right there. So it states this, quote, no person shall be elected to office of the president more than three times, nor be elected to any additional term after being elected to 2 consecutive terms. And no person who has held the office of president or acted as president for more than 2 years of term to which some other person was elected president shall be elected to the office of president more than twice. And next states President Trump's decisive leadership stands in stark contrast to the chaos, suffering, and economic decline Americans have endured over the past 4 years. He has proven himself to be the only figure in modern history capable of reversing our nation's decay and restoring America to greatness. And he must be given the time necessary to accomplish that goal. To that end, I am proposing an amendment to the Constitution to revise the limitations imposed by the 22nd Amendment on presidential terms. This amendment would allow President Trump to serve let me repeat that again. This amendment would allow President Trump to serve 3 terms, ensuring that we can sustain the bold leadership our nation so desperately needs. It was later stated, let me just highlight this. It is imperative that we provide President Trump with every resource necessary to correct this disastrous course set by the Biden administration. President Trump has shown time and time again that his loyalty lies with the American people and our great nation above all else. He is dedicated to restoring the republic and saving our country. And we, as legislators and as states, must do everything in our power to support him. In just a few short days, President Trump has already taken action to undo the catastrophic policies of the Biden administration and put the United States back in the path to strength and prosperity. He has tackled the crisis at our southern border by declaring a national emergency, deploying additional troops and resources to curb illegals crossing, and expediting the complexion of the border wall. Expediting the completion of the border wall. In a similar vein, he issued an order to end birthright citizenship for children born in the United States to illegal aliens, placing America's safety at his top priority. President Trump designated Mexican cartels as terrorist organizations, empowering law enforcement to dismantle these violent networks in great force. Aside from the border, he has set American energy free by declaring a national emergency to lift the Biden administration's oil and gas drilling restrictions. President Trump has also broken the chains of DEI by eliminating federal programs and reaffirming legally that there are only 2 genders, male and female. He has also initiated the process of withdrawal the United States from the World Health Organization, or WHO, a decision I am personally very excited about following the Biden administration's disastrous C-19 pandemic response. Later, he stated, compared to the prosperity and protection offered under President Trump, the Biden administration has subjected Americans to relentless abuse that will take a decade to correct. Small towns and major cities alike have been overrun by millions of illegal immigrants trafficked across the border, fueling a surge in drug overdose and violent crimes. Soaring gas and grocery costs have crushed countless families' financial security. Radical LGBTQ plus agendas have infiltrated schools and workplaces, while DEI mandates have destroyed small businesses, wasted taxpayer dollars, and corrupted the hiring practices. Social media platforms were coerced into censoring free speech and suppressing vital medical information. Meanwhile, service members have been stripped of their pay and rank for refusing to hastily approved experimental medications. The list of this administration's failures is as long as it is egregious, right? And all of that is stated directly from Congressman Andy Ogles. So again, if anybody out there is actually confused on what is taking place, on what is happening, you should be realistically confused no longer. It's looking real crazy directly out here. And I was actually completely shocked when I heard this because I thought this was something that somebody was actually making up, but you can clearly see directly in front of you with the image I provided that I made for you guys that this is a real thing. And again, you can go at the top left hand corner of the image where his face is, you can go to his website, which is Congressman Andy Ogles, right? And you will see the joint resolution, page 1, page 2. Because the most interesting thing about this is that you have this guy here, and I wanted to, and I specifically actually put this together to make a reply to him, right? Because for whatever reason, he didn't believe that it was a real thing. He said, this does not allow a third term, which is still barred by the 22nd Amendment. Nowhere does this, nowhere does this does repeat 22A appeal, 22A or repeal, whatever. Quote, no person shall be elected more than twice. No person shall be elected more than 3 times equals 2-term limit. It's giving LSAT logic problem, right? But if you go directly to the website, his website, it'll specifically tell you what it is. And I had to wake up and hurry up and do this video because this is something I actually wanted to do a live stream about. I want to say maybe, was it about a day ago? Maybe about like a day ago. I wanted to do a live stream, but I had a lot of things, going, so, couldn't do the live streams. But here we are. And the funniest thing is this person is from Waterloo, Ontario. Brother, you're from Canada. You're online with Americans trying to argue American politics when you should be worried about Trudeau. I could have sworn that dude quit or he was up out of here or however it was working. You should be realistically worried about Canadian politics. You should not be talking anything about America. You're Asian, Canadian. This has nothing. It's zero to specifically do with you. And this is why I need a lot of people from other countries. I need them to shut up because realistically, y'all don't know nothing that y'all talking about. I literally went to the guy's website and I got both pages. How are you trying to argue a point when you don't even have the full information? You have 50% of the information. There's literally one page, 50% there, and there's another page, 50%. And I'm pretty sure if you had the secondary page, I would, I'm not going to say I should say. I would think that this person, since he wants to bring up the LSAT, right? I would think that if he had the full information, that he would actually pull back on the response and the arguments that he decided to make in the comment section when it dealt with Americans and trying to tell them that this does not specifically state. The man was literally quoted on his own website by saying that he is doing this so that President Trump can run a third term. Is he stupid? Do you forget that Trump did not even run a full first term? They got him up out of here, right? Then on top of that, you have the fact that he did not sit up there and make it that second time. You had the Biden administration that got that, right? So he had technically what, partial term the first time? Well, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong on that because it's been a minute. Partial term that first time. So then you had somebody else basically serve as president, right? Which means that he didn't serve 2 consecutive terms. So now this would be another term that he is serving, right? The case and most important word there is consecutive, right? Back to back, right? He didn't serve 2 consecutive terms. There was space in between the term that he's doing now and who served prior, correct? So which means he will be able to go for a third time. If this actually passes, this man will be able to go directly for a third time because of Andy Ogles and because of the others who may just so happen to pass this. Very interesting. And another reason I wanted to bring this up is because a lot of people are not actually talking directly about this, which is weird. I found that pretty weird. Everything that people want to talk about aliens, they want to talk about celebrities, all this other type of stuff. But you literally have somebody right now in 4K trying to pass legislation so that not Biden, sorry, so that Trump can just so happen to run a third term. And people are crying right now about everything that's going on. And we're still, I want everybody to know we are still in January. Still in January. We haven't even really made it out the first part of the year yet. Still in January, right? So the next thing I want to bring up is Project Stargate. So let me actually swap directly over to this image here so that you guys can, oh, also I do have a poll directly up. So just in case anybody is here, you can vote if you want. Do you believe that presidents should be able to serve a third or an extra term, however it's written? Go ahead and okay, what was it? Timothy said he did serve a full term. Okay, thank you. So let me just go back just a little bit and correct myself. So you had Trump serve his full 4 years the first time that he was elected, right? And then when there was a potentiality for him to try to run again, guess what? They got him directly up out of there. It's like, hey, we got Biden up in here. Shout out to electoral colleges because they told everybody, like, hey, Biden is a clear-cut winner. It is what it is. Y'all got to deal with it and eat that and just deal with this for 4 years, right? So then after that took place, you had Kamala wanting to try to run and take place. I think what was she up there? Less than 100 days or something like that. And they just threw her directly up there above anybody else, setting people up for failure. Shout out to the Democratic Party. And didn't pull through, didn't win. Right. In heavily in landslide, realistically, Trump won. Correct. And now you don't hear anybody from the Democratic Party saying anything. You don't hear any of the people that was really hyping up black people and telling them to vote. You don't hear them saying anything. I want to remind people as well. All the celebrities. What was it? Who they have? Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B. Who else said they were throwing their hat directly in there? Taylor Swift and many others. All of these people that were out there for Kamala Harris. You don't hear a word directly from them. Everybody is silent. Wasn't Ply sitting up there saying something too? Crazily? That man was sitting up there talking real crazy to black folks. And the main thing that people wanted to say, the reason why people didn't vote is because, they didn't want to see a black woman in office and yada, yada, yada. But, your mom is black, your sister, it was all of that, tiny violin type stuff to try to guilt trip people into voting, right? And then they tried to use the narrative of the reason why they lost was because black men didn't vote. But when you look at the actual stats, you'll find out that black men actually did vote. But even though black men voted at pretty much the same rate as black women, and you had a small segment of black men and black women that voted for Trump, overwhelmingly people wanted to try to blame black men. And then you had to actually have people on the news come out and say, oh no, we need to stop this narrative because black men did vote. So yeah, people wanting to blame black men for this whole fiasco, on top of the fact of those exact same people and those celebrities who wanted to attack black men, not saying anything to the white male in the white female population, not saying anything to the Latin female and the Latin male population, not saying anything to the Asian American, Asian woman and Asian man population, and specifically and especially not saying nothing to the Native American population, who overwhelmingly, and let me repeat that again, the Native American population, which overwhelmingly voted for Trump. Crazy work. Crazy work. All this propaganda failed on a lot of ends all over the place. Again, this is why you have a lot of people that's a part of the democratic society real quiet, real tight at this moment in time, because all of that unnecessary energy that people try to throw in every which direction trying to do a blame game didn't work, because realistically this is what they had to do. If the Democrats really wanted to win, all they had to do was listen to black people, be like, you know what, in order to get your votes, we are going to make sure during this term of the election to give you tangibles, to give you reparations, to give you your just due, to give you what it is that you deserve, to give you what it is that the United States has always given to every other group of people but you. If they 100% said that and were actually on their word and going to do it as soon as they stepped into office, I can promise you they would have won that election. But again, all of those black people or whoever told you to vote Democrat, notice how none of them were talking about reparations for any of the wrongdoings that took place to black Americans historically. But you will see, go through history, and you will see other groups of people make sure to get a form of reparations. Asian Americans got it, LGBT got it, the Jewish community got it, Asian community, both Chinese and Japanese got it. Native Americans got it. You know who didn't get it? Oh, matter of fact, also white men who enslaved black people got it. You know who didn't get it? Black Americans. So I'm pretty sure right now, a lot of people are angry and mad. And they're trying to figure out some things. Also, on top of that, last time I checked, dealing with the Democratic Party, last year there were still stories where money was up in the air because people were still needing to be owed because magically, I guess they ran out of money to pay people. I don't know how you do that. Like I said, a lot of money mismanagement going on. And it's funny how you don't hear nothing about that story at this moment in time. You heard it just a little bit when the after the votes were counted and done, and magically that story just disappeared and everything went back to normal. Yeah. But anyways, let's get to Project Stargate. Right. So listen to this.
To do this in the United States of America. I think this will be the most important project of this era. And as Masa said, for AGI to get built here, to create hundreds of thousands of jobs, to create a new industry centered here. We wouldn't be able to do this without you, Mr. President. And I'm thrilled that we get to. I think it'll be an exciting project. I think we'll be able to do all of the wonderful things that these guys talked about. But the fact that we get to do this in the United States is, I think, wonderful. So thank you very much.
Could you just say one word? I hear so many positive things about what it's going to do for medical research and for solving things, cancer and all the different problems. How will AI help us with the fight against the various problems, diseases, etc.?
These guys can maybe share more about some of the work they're doing there. I think they'll jointly be some of the leaders about driving progress here. But I believe that as this technology progresses, we will see diseases get cured at an unprecedented rate. We will be amazed at how quickly we're curing this cancer and that one and heart disease, and what this will do for the ability to deliver very high quality healthcare, the costs, but really to cure the diseases at a rapid rate, I think will be among the most important things this technology does.
Right. So we heard that. So, yo, what's up? Brandon V World, shout out for the $2 dono to the channel. Said 4 years. Technically, he is correct, because if you space this out, if you make sure to have another loss, you could potentially run again. Like, this has some real deep. Whoa, you talking about 4 year term? Oh, no, okay. You're talking about back to when Trump was in office. You said a 4 year term. Okay, I got you. Full term. Uh, but yeah, looking at everything, this is it's going to be a little bit interesting. We're going to see how that takes place. But to the whole thing dealing with the Stargate project, right? One key factor that he brought up was that, hey, we're going to start up this project and we're going to be able to cure diseases at a very rapid rate, right? So you're going to hear that quite a bit. So we're going to go to, I want to say, it should be this next clip. They're in no specific order, so I'm trying to give you an order, but here we go.
The gene sequence, once we gene sequence that cancer tumor, you can then vaccinate the person, design a vaccine for every individual person to vaccinate them against that cancer. And you can make that vaccine, that mRNA vaccine, you can make that robotically, again using AI, in about 48 hours. So imagine early cancer detection, the development of a cancer vaccine for your particular cancer aimed at you, and have that vaccine available in 48 hours. This is the promise of AI and the promise of the future.
So the reason I have the secondary picture, some of you guys don't know who that is. To the right side, that's Gary Oldman, right? And he's very great at playing villains. And I'm actually, this freeze frame is actually pretty nice because you get to see exactly why I placed it up there. He looks just like Gary Oldman. If you don't know what that image is from, it is from Lost in Space. Gary Oldman was the villain. He was a very brilliant, genius man, but he had ulterior motives, right? And he decided that he wanted to, get, type of power. He wanted to do this, that, and the third. And he was going to sacrifice the Robinson family in order to do it. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. And that's exactly what everybody should be listening to and thinking about at this moment in time, because he clearly told you. He was like, hey, we can cure these viruses. We can do this. We can do that. When has at any moment in time, and I'm going to keep repeating this like I've repeating it for years, when at any moment in time has the United States government ever cared about the health and well-being of the American people? I'll wait. I will wait. Because you would think out of all of this great technology that we have, we actually would have cured, right? We would have made things go extinct to the point where they're not coming back, right? But yet, wasn't it a few years ago we had polio come back, right? Don't we still got measles, chickenpox, the common cold out of all things? Don't we still have a lot of these things at this moment in time? Matter of fact, how many rapid STDs, STIs do we have at this moment in time, right? Realistic, with all the wondrous technologies, with the scientists out here being able to reverse engineer DNA, with them being able to clone and do, you would have thought that they would have came up with some brilliant type of medication where it would have got rid of cancer. But here we are still donating to St. Jude's and all of these other things that still to this day, with no matter what millions or billions of dollars that they have gotten, still has not cured anything. Still has not cured anything. It almost reminds me of like the Christian Foundation, when it would always show up with the old man with the beard that looked like a dollar store Santa Claus. Of like, hey, just 10 cents a day can help Zachariah get the bags of rice that he needs for his family and his village. Just 25 cents a day can help little Sarah get mosquito netting so that she doesn't have to worry getting bit up at night and potentially catching a deadly virus, which has already swept through her village. 50 cents a day can help David and help him stop tracking 50 miles to this dirty river in order to bring back this dirty infected water to his family. It will help him get the clean water that he needs and he deserves for him and his family and village, right? It reminds you of a lot of those commercials. And what happened to the Christian Foundation? It's like they just quietly just disappeared, no longer exist, don't see any type of commercials, hide nor hair of any of these things. I pretty much feel like that's going to happen with a lot of these other medical foundations sooner or later. They're just going to disappear quietly, and you're not going to know or understand why. It's just going to be what it is, right? Let's go to the next video.
centers are actually under construction in Texas already, and we'll be turning them over to Sam to start training their next model. The data center we already built, it was the largest computer ever built. The data center we're building will surpass it and be the largest computer ever built, which enables this AI, which will allow personalized medicine. This is going to touch all of us. Yes, it takes a huge investment, but the result of the investment will be vaccines that prevent cancers, personalized medicine, where we never again run into a problem like COVID-19 before, because we get an early warning. We know when COVID starts, when there are a handful of patients, rather than having to wait until it's become an epidemic and very difficult to control. This is a very large investment that affects all of humanity.
Again, you hear all these talks about personalized medications, personalized vaccines. It reminds me, I have on my IG, if you don't follow me on IG, you can follow me. Of course, it's SEIJIHITO, the same name that you see here. Just type it in an IG and you will find it. There is a video that I specifically put up, and it fits right along with this, and it deals with the fact of a specialized virus, right? They had this Trojan horse in 007, and what it would do is that it could sleep within every single individual in America. Like, we got about 300, 400 million. So imagine if somebody released a aerosol type of virus, right? They released it. It's within every single American person, but they can program it to wake up to attack people of a certain genetic code, right? That's what that virus was able to do, because they used that virus in that movie to specifically target a person that was a part of a certain family in order not to affect everybody else. So instead of them coming in with a brigade of swatting all of these armed guys to basically spray down the party, you have all of this gunplay going on. They were like, you know what? We're going to drop this aerosol directly in there. People ain't going to notice it. It's going to look like, a fog in the party and whatnot. And people are going to breathe it in. It's going to be sleeping, and we'll activate it to take out this one family member. And that's exactly what they did. So just think about everything that they stated. They kept saying personalized, 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 as if you're going to a fitting room to go get a suit or a dress, some shoes, a belt, some jewelry, something that is tailored and personalized to you. The only way that they could do that is if they have your genetic code. So the next direct step with that would be all of these DNA agencies like the 23andMe that had already had issues, and people's information being placed directly out there, or data is missing or data is stolen of specific groups. I did stories directly on that. Like I said, I be putting stuff out here and people don't be paying attention. And then we end up to circumstances like this. And then when you put the information out, people are just going to be lost. People are going to be confused. Like, yo, how did we get here? How did we not see this? You should have saw it, because I put the information out there. And this is what I told people before about, hey, people should pay more attention to the videos that I just so happen to put out there, because by the time we arrive at certain points, people ain't going to be confused or lost, because you already knew what was up in the first place, because I already laid down the foundation for you. You were just, waiting for the bricks. And here's the bricks. Here's the house. You can already see it getting built. And the amount of companies and amount of money that is going directly into Project Stargate is incredible. It's probably going to cost actually more than what they gave out. But yet, here we are. And let's put this to a step further, right? So they already have this whole thing dealing with the genetic sequence and them trying to personally tailor vaccines and vaccines to people, right? Or to groups. Also add into the fact, and this is going to my people out there, you can go do your research, because I know some of y'all don't read comic books and stuff like that. So during the time that you had a Skrull invasion, Tony Stark had the power of the defense for the whole globe, right? And while under that control, that means that he had pretty much 99.9% control of all of the Earth's defenses. All of that fell during the Skrull invasion, right? The closest thing that we got to a Tony Stark is Elon Musk. What does Elon Musk have? He has Starlink. What is Starlink currently doing at this moment in time? Starlink is hooking up internet access all throughout the entire world, right? Which is basically a net or a grid that you can't see, right? Why is that important? Let me put it back to the whole infrastructure that's going on with these smart cities, these 2.0 cities, right? So if you go back and you do your research on the smart cities or these 2.0 cities, you will notice that within the infrastructure that they're trying to build, they're going to put up smart devices around these cities. So you're going to have smart lights or smart lamps or what have you. They'll be able to listen, right? So they can hear your conversations. They will be able to see you as well. So they'll be able to also record you. Then on top of that, they're going to be able to give off Wi-Fi and everything else, right? So that's a small net that these smart cities will be able to cover. Why is that important? That's important because if at any point in time anybody wanted to, let's say, go off grid, that would mean that, hey, okay, I don't want to be near or next to any of these smart cities. I want to be in a sense away from the government. Cool, no problem. So then you'll go out into the woods with very little connectivity. The problem with that is if anybody looks directly at their wallet at this moment in time, and you just so happen to pull out a card, right? I'm looking at, I have my Chase card. I'm looking at what other card do I got in here that has something in it? I'm looking at a Coinbase card. I'm looking at Robinhood card. I'm looking at Cashapp card. All of these cards have one main thing in common, even though they're different. All of them have chips. Those chips are readable and more than likely trackable. So even if we decide at a moment in time that, hey, I want to be away from these cities, I don't want to have anything to do with it, you want to move, elsewhere, they can still track you even if you're away, which brings me back directly to Elon, right? So, well, technically, before we get there, to further prove my point, they have devices specifically out there that can read the chips on your card, right? And I'm pretty sure they may give off a little bit, just very minute energy that don't affect anything, but it gives it off to a point where it's readable to anybody passing by that has a specific device that can read your card if it's not, protected, right? So, going to Elon now, if you're away and you decide to be away from the smart cities, they can't read your information, they can't track you. But if Elon has all of this internet coverage all over the world, including, let's say, the Amazons, the forest, and all these other types of places, that means that they can still track you. That means that they can still find directly where it is that you are. That means that you won't be specifically off the radar. And that means also sooner or later, whatever the government is doing to people in the city or these smart cities, they're going to soon enough be doing to you as well. You're just going to be unaware of it. And you're going to be, last, I would say, to get affected. So, again, people need to be very wary of a lot of technologies and a lot of things. And I get that, a lot of people don't want to be on social media. I get that a lot of people don't want to read the news or watch videos because, let's say they don't like Trump. So they're not trying to hear anything that him or his administration has to sit up there and say and yada, yada. Y'all needs to be paying attention. I've been telling y'all this for years. Till I'm blue in the face. I've been telling y'all for years. Stop acting like children and pay attention to what is going on. Don't nobody care if you don't like the administration. Are you listening to the information that they're literally telling you directly to your face? I keep telling people there are two different things here. Democratic parties will give you a very subtle taste of poison, right? It'll be a little dot that's in a cup and it'll slowly take effect directly over time. The Republican Party is like, hey, we're going to have this party. A lot of this food is poison. Some of it might be healthy directly for you, but pretty much none of it is good. Come directly in. That's what you're seeing. They're being honest. They're telling you what it is. And you got people, hey, I love the honesty. I'm willfully going to go directly over there. Right. But some people like to be fed poison slowly and quietly and secretly, aka the Democratic Party. This is why, slowly but surely, through that administration, you started to see all these other people, Black Americans, you started to see all these other people get these rights, get these legislations, get these regulations, while you receive nothing. You sit up there and vote, 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 and you get nothing in return for your vote. But they'll make sure to help out everybody else. Because, right, we saw Biden administration, because somebody was up there saying that you can't expect when Biden gets in office, and this was on the Breakfast Club. It was a woman up there. She was like, you can't expect that, when Biden first gets in office, that he's going to sign and do this, that, and the third for other people. It takes time and all this other type of stuff. And then you start to see legislation for the LGBT protections, correct? You start seeing protections for the Asian American community, correct? So, like I said, all that's been taking place and happening factually, anybody can go research what I'm specifically talking about, what I just brought up. Democratic Party has been lying for the longest time possible. You got quiet liars, and then other people, you got open liars. And then on top of that, let me case in point, go to the next video, right? Because I was gonna save this completely for something else. And I want to paraphrase this and make a lot of black people understand that when you hear JD Vance, if I can find it real quick, say what he's about to say, he ain't talking to you. I just want you to know and understand that JD Vance is not talking to you. Let me see if I can find this real quick. If not, I might just have to paraphrase as I go through. Oddly enough, I didn't get it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to paraphrase. I'm gonna have to go through my tabs on Twitter real quick on X. So what inevitably ended up happening is the fact that JD Vance came out and he was like, hey, I want y'all to have more babies. Right? Talking to the populace, specifically telling them like, hey, I want you guys to have more babies. Now, Black Americans, who would he specifically be talking to? And even for the Black Republicans out there, who would he be talking to? Because you would have to be honest as a Black Republican. He ain't talking about you. He ain't talking about your face. He ain't talking about your color. He ain't directing this towards you. He ain't directing this towards the Latins. Because they already got a nice sized population at this moment in time, right? They were filling in the little gaps and the buffers for white Americans. He ain't talking about the Asian Americans either. Who would he be talking about? That's right. JD Vance would have to be talking about white Americans. He would have to be talking about white Americans. And this is something that I brought up before when it dealt with this whole have more babies, because I showed you guys videos over the years where they would come out on social media and they would come out on the news over the years, and you would have these Caucasian men that would decide to state to their people that, hey, we need you guys to have more babies. And that's because the decline has been taking place. The decline has been happening, right? And we can clearly see it. We can clearly see the numbers and we understand it. So this is what I want to specifically point to the Black women out there. Whenever they were dealing with all of these rules and regulations that dealt with the female body, you were not even a first or a second or a third in their mind. You were 10th. They were not worried about you. They were not concerned about you at all. This had to do with their women. This had to do with their lineage. This had to do with their population. They can care less what happens to you or the kids that you are having. They could realistically care less. This has everything to do with them. But the Democratic Party was sitting up there telling, like, hey, Black women, they're attacking this on you. They're attacking that. Nah. This ain't had nothing to do with you. Just like affirmative action. This ain't had nothing. The DEI, and I did a video about this. The DEI and affirmative action, the main beneficiaries of those two things are white women. What were the main things that they took away? Affirmative action and DEI, which means they further stripped away certain things from white women. Why was that? So that they can gain and hold control over the women of their communities. Again, this had nothing to do with you. But yet the Democratic Party will sit up there and tell you, yes, it did. I guess that's the trickle down effect. But let me make sure this is the right clip because I don't want to play wrong videos out here. All right, here we go.
Very simply, I want more babies in the United States of America.
Now look at all those faces out there that heard JD Vance say that. Where are the black people that he's talking about? You know, I'm going to be fair. I'm going to be fair. I'm just trying to find where are the black people out of what's that, maybe like 100 plus people in that crowd right there, just in that view. Where are the black people? I'm just trying to spot them. Where are the black Republicans in that grouping? I'm not sure. It's like trying to find Waldo at this moment in time. Like I said before, this has zero to do with black people and everything to do with putting them back on top where they feel that they deserve. This has everything to do with gaining back the power that they were slowly losing. This is why I just told you about the third term. This is why I sat up there and told you the whole thing about the whole project that they got, right? The Stargate, which deals with genetics, personalizing, tailoring, right? If you want to take that a step further, there was a place out there, and there's a Caucasian woman that specifically talked about it. Her name is Eve, right? There was a official person that was cloned in the city or country, whatever that she resides, and she was ecstatic about this. She was smiling all the way through, and she was like, "We call her Eve. She was the first official clone, at least that they're telling us about, successful clone that they're telling us about." And the main thing that they made sure to do in China is that they got to some type of doctor that was going to be able to fashion tailor children. So let's say for the Caucasian people out there, they want somebody with blue eyes, fair skin, blonde hair, 6'6", you know, that type of build. You could go to that guy and gene tailor your child so that they will come out the exact way that you want them to come out. Like I said, people ain't paying attention. People are not paying attention directly out here to the information that is being given freely. Like I said, we're at a point in time where you don't even have to be a conspiracy theorist. You don't have to be a conspiracy theorist no more. All you have to do is just open up your phone and ask the government, what are they doing for today? What are their plans? And they're going to tell you. That's the point in time that we're at this moment in time. There is realistically, in a sense, no more real hiding of any of the plans that they are, in a sense, doing. They are openly telling you. And people are being openly ignorant, willfully ignorant about all the things that the government is telling them. And it's the craziest thing. People want us to be ignorant to conspiracy theories and call them crazy, all this other type of stuff. I'm going to harken back to the other stuff. But again, the United States government told you for years that aliens don't exist. And now they just told you in recent years that they do exist, right? So if memory serves me correctly, right, we go back to the mall incident where they had the 60 or 100 different cops directly, you know, fall upon one mall, and they got on social media real quick. This is the first time I've ever seen police do it. Police got on social media. They got on TikTok, literally made a video talking about, no, there were not aliens at the mall. And I told people during that time, like, if the police, which I've never seen before, have to make a social media video, joke around, ha ha, he, and try to tell you or convince you that aliens didn't happen, that something else happened, what they say didn't happen actually did happen. So that means that the government originally lied, and then they just admitted recently that aliens exist, which then in turn means that the police lied, and that everything that people were saying on TikTok about aliens being there and being present and seeing all these other types of things happen actually really did happen. And I'm like, this stuff isn't dawning on people yet. People not really paying attention. But like I said, people are just being willfully ignorant on purpose. People are just whatever. People are just flowing through the motions. And I'm like, that is very dangerous. You're playing a very loose and fast game at this moment in time. You are playing Russian roulette. Because I keep trying to warn people, like, yo, if you keep playing this type of game, you're going to end up falling into or falling for something that you're not going to be able to come back from. I tried telling people about these voter IDs, tried telling people about the digital ID, tried telling people about these implants and all these other types of things transpiring. Like I said, I told people 2030, 2035 is going to be very interesting times. Very interesting times. And we are closing in on those times at this moment. And I also let me just go back to the very first thing, right? Let me go back to this on how people try to cue certain things up. When Trump won the election, I'm not sure and probably a little bit before Trump won this election. I want people to understand and note that online, some of the things that I saw hashtags for, I saw people saying Trump 2028. Now, why would people just so happen? This is before this whole thing with Andy Ogles and all this. Why would people happen to do hashtag Trump 2028? Ain't that interesting? That's a little bit. That's a little bit interesting. Wow. It would almost be like people would have like some foresight into the future to know that something may be potentially potentially. Like I said, no one knows if this is going to pass or not. Nobody knows how this is going to work out, how this is going to sit up there and happen. But I'm just going to go out on a limb and say this. If you can both have the Democrats and the Republicans come together and basically ban TikTok so that Meta can, in a sense, party up with them, collaborate, whatever you want to sit up there and call it, then I'm pretty sure that they can find some type of reason or make a reason for them be like, all right, we're going to pass this so that a president could serve a third term. Just saying. Somebody said that they wanted to I think I passed by somebody saying that they wanted to like vote for Obama again. I just want everybody to know I was one of those few. Well, not the few. I was one of the many out there that for the first go around voted for my very first time voting, voted for Obama, right? And I also did that for my grandmother. A lot of black people did was like, yo, this is something that we were told that was never going to happen. Right, especially during my grandma's generation, this was something that they were never going to see, never supposed to see, was never supposed to happen ever. Somebody that is, in a sense, reflective of them, somebody that is melanated in that office, that is sitting there speaking with a melanated family, never happened, never happened. And there you go. Right. So that was my initial first reason for doing that. And like I said, I try to be transparent. I try to be honest. I wasn't talking about politics. I wasn't talking about this. Oh, I'm like, yo, out of all the times that we done seen all these dudes that ain't reflective of me or anything like that, out of seeing them all in office, yo, all right, we're going to have this one good time. Right. This one good time, we're going to be able to just sit back and have this type of celebration that we never got to have, where history is basically being made. And black people had a joyous time during that 4 years, right? You had a lot of people that were ecstatic, that were happy that it took place. But slowly but surely, at least for me on my end, and by way of other administrations, I started to see, I'm like, yo, wasn't nothing beneficial, really taking place or happening to the whole of black Americans. You were able to see what was taking place to a lot of the other groups directly out there that were asking, for types of legislation and rulings to be passed in order to protect them. But yet something so simple as dealing with the police, we still couldn't even get that. Right. And I'm like, man, that's crazy. So you know what? I don't know what to tell anybody. The main thing I'll tell people is this: whoever you feel got your best interest or your interest at heart, go ahead and vote. If this third term thing happens, I wouldn't sit up there and tell you to. Well, actually, he would not. Thinking about it, hold on, because he ran it for 8 years, and specifically in the terms of whatever this guy is trying to amend, it said that if you already ran 2 consecutive terms, you can't try to go for a third. So Obama would have had to win the first one, lose the second one, and then get elected. That's how that would have had to work. Right? So I guess, in a sense, I don't even think he could come back. Bill Clinton ain't coming back. What was it? Didn't we have like George Bush Jr. for about 8 years? I think it was. So he wouldn't be coming back because that's a consecutive term. Bill Clinton was impeached. Obama served 2 consecutive terms. I guess you would see a race of other people that didn't get a chance. So you might see a resurgence of like an Al Gore. You might see a resurgence of Kamala Harris and a few other Democrats that didn't make it, didn't serve anything at all. And then you would maybe see a resurgence of, well, I'm not sure what Republicans are even alive at this moment to even try to take advantage of this. Pretty much nobody. Realistically, only person would be actually Trump. And due to the fact that a lot of people are just like, hey, Trump is a guy for us. He talks like us, acts like us, he thinks like us, he represents us. We're gonna vote for him again. And I'm pretty sure, and I think I said that before, that he would, if possible, if he was able to run a third term, he would more than likely win that as well. I have full-fledged belief that he would be able to somehow, some way, he would be able to do it because people will roll out and sit up there and vote for him. I would feel as though that third term, maybe people would be a little bit tired and it wouldn't be the exact same go around. It would sort of be like people going out and voting for Obama again. He would still win, but it's like you can tell that the numbers would be different from the first go around, right? But yeah, like I said, everything is going to be very interesting. It is going to be very, very interesting. So, yo, what's up, Gail? Gail was like, "Uh-oh, said you inside that critical think tank." Yo, K5, what is up? What is up? What is up? K5 said Elon is a phony Stark, and if they have more babies and eliminate everyone else, the world will end up like that movie Idiocracy. Hey, it is what it is. This is what people want. Like I said, I am all for it. I am just sitting back here and just watching the movie. Like I said, I'm at the point I'm still gonna be, of course, giving out news, informing people, but it's like, can't really in a sense care. Because you can clearly see everybody else ain't out here caring. Nobody else is really out there in a rush. Nobody's feeling the need or the antsiness or whatnot or whatever. Like I said, once things are fully just there and people can actually see it and they're forced to just digest it, that's when everything is finally going to click. But like I said, by that time it's going to be too late. So like I said, I'm looking at the calm before the storm. And people have been way too calm, just waiting for the storm instead of preparing, instead of boarding up your house, trying to put up sandbags, trying to put up anything that's going to, push back the water instead of setting up any type of water pumps. People are just like, let me just, watch the ocean recede right back. And now I can just walk for miles on what used to be ocean. I can just walk on the seafloor bed. It's like, wow, this is amazing. And then in comes the surge of water, because inevitably, wherever the water once was is going to return right back there once again with a vengeance. And now people are perishing. They're losing their lives. They're losing their homes because they just want to be caught up in a moment and ooh and I can't believe this. This is once in a crazy. It's crazy work out here. Like I said, I just know that at the end of the day, that no matter what happens, I tried. I tried to do my best to inform people, to try to tell people, to try to give the warning signs, holding up the sign like the bum on the street, like, hey, this is the end of the world. Hey, this is what they're doing. Hey, let me show you this over here. And I'm just watching people just walk by, just pass by, just not listen. And I'm like, well, no problem. So pretty soon you'll just like in most movies, that same bum that was holding that sign, he ain't gonna be there holding that sign no more. He gonna be moving on doing something else. But like I said, I don't know what people really want. I don't know what people are really going to sit up here and do. But people need to figure out something quick, fast, and in a hurry. People need to figure it out quick, fast, and in a hurry. And this is why I kept telling people before, is like, yo, for everybody that cares about, if you're a guardian, you care about your kids, all this other type of stuff, like, yo, pay attention. Because especially a lot of these things that are happening right now, they're going to be affecting the future. And there's no way that they're going to be able to run from a lot of this stuff. Like I said, they already have it set up. Everything is pretty much, set in stone to be digital. They already have kids, hooked up to tablets and phones. And a lot of the parents of now did it. A lot of us allow the kids of today to get glued and attached directly to tablets versus pushing kids directly outdoors and to do what it is that we used to do as kids, which was go outside and play, go out there and socialize, go out there and learn about nature, go up there to observe and to enjoy exactly what it is. Soon enough, you're going to have a point in time where you're going to have a generation that's not going to remember what this life, what we're living right now, actually was, which was being human. You're going to have a lot of human robots. And what I mean by that is just like how people complain about, how schools are set up to, in a sense, mimic factories to already have people programmed for the workforce so that they already know what it is subconsciously. It's the exact same thing that they're doing with all of this digital stuff, with all this technology that we're giving directly to kids. The kids are going to be so glued looking down that they're not going to be looking up, left, or right. They're going to be paying attention to everything on that screen. So any and everything can be literally going on, collapsing and happening around them. It don't matter, because as long as that screen is on, that screen is on. But the moment, if they really want to control those kids, guess what? We're going to cut off the power. You don't want to listen to us. You don't want to vote the way that we sit up there and tell you. You're not going to sit up there and do the jobs that we want you to do. We got you. No problem. We're going to cut off the power. And what happens when you take away your devices from your kids? They throw tantrums. They throw attitudes. They start crying. They start doing this and they start doing that. And then they're willing to do anything to get that little toy back, that little blanket, that little fabric of safety. And that's exactly what these kids right now have been raised on, that little blanket. We all know that you're supposed to give that up at a certain age. Just imagine if you allow a grown person to have a safety blanket in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. Just imagine how that's going to work. And imagine the type of tantrum that would enable. And then guess what? Once you have those adults throwing that tantrum, it was like, oh, we have mass disorder across the United States. No problem. We're about to start up a lockdown. Right. We're going to do a lockdown across all the United States up until we get this in order indefinitely. Like I said, people not paying attention. And I promise you right now, I sound completely crazy. But watch what I say. Watch what I say. Like I said, people don't pay attention. People do not pay attention. We got up in here at the moment in time. Let me just roll back. We got Pink, Tanya, Brandon V. World. We got Gail in the building. We got Lakeisha. We got Hack. We got Ali. We got Timothy. We got Leonard. We got Cece. We got Creole. Miss Gray. Who else we got? We got Mr. Elliott in the building. We got 85X. Who else we got? Let me just make sure I got everybody. We got Scary Swim. Who else? Let me see, make sure I'm not missing them. We got K5, of course. We got Sunny in the building. We got Behold. We got Moonchild. And that is it. So again, shout out to everybody that's currently in the live stream. Like I told y'all before, I'm still trying to figure out these live streams. Sometimes, hey, it'll go up where we'll have an abundance of people. Other times, live streams will be like, hey, we're just going to keep it stagnant at this amount of people directly here at this moment in time. So yeah. Sonny said Al Gore won't win because he has a neck that makes me uncomfortable. Moonchild said, what is up, family? What is up? What is up? What is up? Hugo Boss Drip. Gail said, you have 1-year-olds that go slam off if you take their devices. Yep. Let me see. Wait, nobody tags booty anymore. Gail said, like I've stated repeatedly, we're living in Revenge of the Nerds. I'm a nerd, but not one of those non-sociable incel basement. First of all, Gail, we're supposed to be along with, Tippy just needs a PS5. You one of the main ones. We need to get right back up here on some game systems, because the last time you were talking, you were like, hey, it's been since the 360. Man, we are in 2025. We gotta have you directly on these newer systems. We got to get you on the new tech. We ain't trying to have you left out there in the cold, ma'am. Like I said, we got whatever you need. Asteroid, we got Pac-Man, we got Centipede, we got Golden Axe that's about to come back. We got Sonic the Hedgehog. A lot of the old games that you play, we got those on a newer console. So ain't no excuse. I ain't trying to hear nothing. Need to get you on the systems as well. What is up, Hack? What is up? What is up? Miss Gray said, you don't sound crazy. They do. Yo, we got lunch in the building. Lunch in the building. Miss Gray said 1984. Yeah. Sonny said the education system knows the importance of establishing a separate education for special people. Those people are adults but still require their own separate special lifestyle. That's facts. Gail said, no, I'm into my plants now. Seiji, I have the PS4. When did you get it? So not you still need technically a PS5 though. I'm not saying you got to get the PS6, and technically I'm getting away from the actual topic, but I guess it don't matter. Lunch said, Seiji, did you say we could? Yeah, y'all can throw up friend request on what's the name? Either which one on it's talking about game systems. Nintendo Switch. Well, Switch you would need the friend code. On Steam, PlayStation, or Xbox. I haven't been on my PlayStation. I'm just gonna admit I haven't been on my PlayStation in a while because I primarily am on my Xbox. And if you see my Xbox on, it's usually on YouTube because I'm usually either asleep, eating, probably taking a shower, or working on videos and about to go back to sleep. And that's usually the whole, ring around that I got at this moment in time because I'm usually trying to, find content directly for you guys and trying to figure out if, depending on what's going on real world wise during the day, trying to figure out if I'm going to do a live stream and when I'm going to do that live stream, if, possible. So that's why a few days it wasn't, I consistently missed about like 2 or 3 days of doing live streams. So yeah, like I said, I'm working on my consistency, but also real world, things take place. So, stuff comes up. But we in here. We're still doing those live streams. Love said, stop tolerating the club, build a new house for a new people's club. Wait, are you talking about for social media? Love? Is that what you're talking about? Hack said Xbox scum. You're a part of that PC master race, Hack. We know, we get it. I understand it, but I'm everywhere, sir. So it doesn't apply to me. I'm unaffected. Your attack was ineffective, sir. It did 0% negative. Sonny said Xbox. Yep. Yes, indeed. Good sir. We got them all. Lunch said, okay, I have a PS4 right now. Everybody got the PS. I mean, I still got my PS4, but again, that's in a box because it got replaced with the PS5. But yeah, I'm up there. Gail could have, matter of fact, been found me on PlayStation. I don't even think she added me, but she got a PS4. Yeah, okay. All right, Gail. All right. So yeah, if you look for me, man, I forgot my picture because you can't upload pictures to your PSN. I forgot about that. They don't let you do that, I don't think. So yeah, it should be under like Hito, SEIJIHITO, one of those. You'll see it. You'll see it. You'll know if it's me by the time I sit up there and accept the friend request. You'll know it. Technically, it's a lot easier accepting people on Xbox because I can just easily just see it usually. What was it? Sonny said Xbox is divisive. Nah, it's not. We Xbox is not. We got some nice people over here. We got a pretty decent community. Sonny said, why do you hate? This man, hilarious. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that I wanted to bring up to you guys. That is pretty much everything I wanted to bring up. I guess YouTube. Wait, what was it? Gail said, I told you I'd just be streaming. I'm watching you now on it. Wait, are you talking about you be streaming games or you just? I'm lost. I'm a little bit confused, Gail. I'm a little bit confused. So now Gail is a botanist. So the way I'm picturing this is like Jody's mom on Baby Boy, and now she's just out there with like the tomatoes, just like gardening, She got the cucumber, she got the tomatoes, she got the cabbage on the side, the spinach and everything. Whole change of life. Gail said, watching movies and such. Oh, okay, I got you. Miguel, I'll tell you, since you're heavily into plants, you should binge watch a lot of the plant videos as well too. Like I said, sometimes I will binge watch quite a lot of videos, stuff to learn how to make a lot of different things directly out here, just in case. So yeah, I would say the agriculture part is highly informative. Got very long video, so you can decide to fall asleep to it, take in the information, wake up, and another video is playing about plants. You know. Looking at lunch. Let me see. Yo, Willie, what is up? Gaming 1985. All right. You got a 85 gamer here. Okay, I see you. See y'all here. Sonny said, "Little shop of horrors." Oh man, this man got jokes. But yeah, again, shout out to my gamers out there. Pretty soon at a certain point in time, you'll probably see me just do a random game stream so y'all can just pop in. I'm not even sure if YouTube would even give you guys notifications. I'm not even sure how that'll work. I would probably say I would try out a vertical stream, I guess, and see how that goes, because I did do a live stream for you guys vertically just to try it out before. But we're going to see, because they got some other things I'll probably talk about later. Gail said, I do, but it can get confusing. It's so many different methods and uncertainties in plant life. I mean, yeah, it is. But I would say, if you have, let's say, like, you have a home, you can, of course, change that up by having a greenhouse, right? You treat it like a fish tank, where you know that you got to make sure for the fish that you got to have a certain type of temperature. Like, if you got tropical fish, you got to make sure to have a certain type of temperature and keep that temperature, at or around, that temperature. But if you have, let's say, a basement, you can pretty much redo your basement so that it could be a greenhouse that you can effectively control, where the heat and everything else is completely separate from what's going on upstairs and so on, and all these other types of things. So yeah, you could just so happen to do something like that when it deals with that. But yeah, I would tell a lot of other people, if you're not into plants at this moment in time, that you should more than likely get directly into it and watch some videos along with some other videos to learn how to do certain things. Matter of fact, I put it to this extent, right? Conspiracy theories, because I went through this before dealing with YouTube, way before. I'm talking about decades before I started doing YouTube. I used to record a lot of the videos on YouTube, because YouTube had a whole thing with deleting videos, or people's accounts would, be gone. So I would tell people, if you can, pull those videos. So if there are, and I'm talking about especially the informational videos, like if it's teaching you something, maybe like cooking, things dealing with like the wilderness, how to build, how to fix stuff, how to grow, all of these things, make sure you get you a hard drive and you get those videos, so that you can keep those videos just in case if anything happens. Because I have one of my original profiles where I had fields of videos for watch later, or I had specific playlists, and I go through those playlists and those videos no longer exist. YouTube just did whatever. So I'm just going to put that directly out there, so people can figure that one out. Oh no, Willie, trust me, I know you got the Atari, you got the Panasonic, you got a few other systems directly out there before we reach the Sega Nintendo era of the 90s. Sega, Nintendo, PlayStation, Game Boy, and whatnot. So yeah, trust me, I am right there with you. I 100% understand. But I also tell you this, Willie, if I think I want to say, if you've been gaming since like 1985, more than likely you might have dibbled and dabbled in PC. And also you may have the newer game systems as well. So you're pretty much up to date. I will tell you this though, and this is for anybody that's a gamer or anybody that knows anybody a gamer, I would not at this moment in time. If you're going to get your very first PS5, you might as well more than likely, I guess, get a Pro, because it'll be the closest thing to the PS6 that's about to come out. And I feel like that's 100% disrespectful as somebody who owns both the PS4 and has the PS5. Sony is 100% disrespectful on how it is that they can, treat their consumer base and how quickly they want to put out these systems like they're Apple. Like Apple wants to put out a brand new phone, like you just bought, let's say, like the 16 last year. Income this year is like, all right, we got you. We're about to have a 17 and a 17 Pro. It's like, bro, I just spent like $600+ on this phone. Why you keep bringing out phones? Like, yo, space this out. But like I said, Sony thinks that they're Apple and they're just going to keep throwing out these systems quicker and quicker and quicker. And this is the same thing. The reason why I told people I skipped out on the PS3 era, because I remember when the PS3 first came out and I looked at PlayStation Magazine and they were like, yeah, the PS3 is out right now. It was within the year that the PS3 was out. So yeah, the PS3 is out and we're already working on, the PS4. I'm like, you have to be kidding me. And I'm like, during that time of the PS3, it was originally supposed to be $1,000 just because of the Blu-ray player by itself. And the PS3 had, an issue due to the effect of, every PS3 that was walking out, they were losing $300 to $400. Right. So they were losing already on that. And then it got to the point where you had to bring up the PSP and the PS2 basically kept that Sony afloat up until the PS3 was moving. And then the exact same go around happened again with the PS2 when it dealt with the PS4, which is insane. And I almost want to say that potentially might have happened again due to the PS5 because people weren't even able to get their hands on it for about 2+ years. I luckily got mine during the pandemic, but a lot of other people weren't because of scalpers and because Sony was like, the parts that we actually need, we ran out of. And like I said, it was a whole fiasco. It was a whole fiasco. Yo, BK, what is up? What is up? Said, think Alien Romulus. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Willie said, have all consoles. All right. See, when I grow up, I want to be like you. That's what I would always tell my boy Big Mike. That was the main one in the group that had all the consoles. Like I always dreamed of having like a room, like a man cave that I would go into, and I got the history of gaming consoles just like sitting right there. I'm still going to have that one day. It's probably going to cost me an insane amount of money. I'm going to have to do a lot of working towards that, but I'm going to get that one of these days. Willie said, I'm a IT, no PC gaming. I got you. Pink said, I got the PS3, 4, and 5. There we go. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, Pink is in the building. She know what it is. She is up to date at this moment. Yeah, but Pink, I would tell you at this moment, I would not do that PS6 though. They're about to roll up. They're about to pull up to the scene directly with that pretty soon. And I'm like, yeah, nah, son. The PS5 barely even breathed. This is sort of like the same thing that happened with the PS3, where they were like, yeah, the PS3 has 9 cores. It's the most powerful gaming console in history. They didn't even tap those full 9 cores. So I'm like, so what's the use of saying that you got all of this power, but you're not even fully using it? Like I said, it's crazy. It is crazy. Sonny said the PS6 better be delivered by Laura Croft herself. Yeah, like I said, I don't know what they're gonna be doing. I don't know what they're gonna be doing. I really feel like it's immensely disrespectful given the amount of money that people have spent already on these systems. But this is what the corporations do. This is what they do. It's up to the consumers to tell them, yay or nay, if we're going to keep up with buying a lot of this stuff. And a lot of the times we'll just keep buying it just because we're used to being consumers. We're just used to being consumers. Sonny said it better be able to smell the Hitman's cologne. Oh, you know what? Sonny? I'm glad you said that. If you look it up, PlayStation actually has a patent. And I remember before the PS5, they were talking about this some time before. But PlayStation already has a patent where they're going to have, in a sense, smell-o-vision on a controller. Where, let's say you're playing like a cooking game and you're cooking something specific, the controller is going to be able to release a certain type of smell to basically throw you, in a sense, in that. And if they can actually do that and it works, the next step that they're going to do is VR. Like I said, that now I promise you, mark my words, if they can actually get this done and it works the way that they want it to work, and it's actually cost effective, they're going to implement that exact same thing in a PlayStation VR headset to have you fully immersive. Right? Like I said, I'm a tech person. So, more than likely I would be sitting up there buying some tech. But again, I know the implications or the negative consequences of a lot of this tech and how it can be used. Just like I told you earlier, how a lot of these kids raised on tech, they're not going to be looking up, down, left, or right. Everything is burning down around them, but as long as that phone is on, it is what it is. That's going to be the same circumstance. The moment in time that AR and VR is fully up to snuff and is ready to be pushed out to the mainstream, that's what's going to happen. They're going to have everybody in this like virtual type of sleep because everybody's like, yo, life is stressful, bills, all this other type of stuff. What does everybody do? They decide to escape. So instead of a lot of people going out there to, watch movies, to watch other types of movies, instead of people smoking, instead of people drinking, you're going to have a culture where people gave up a lot of that stuff and they're going to go directly to this AR, VR type stuff. And they're going to be relaxing directly in their rooms, going into these other types of lands and doing all of this stuff virtually. While in the real world, you got the elites and the powerful people doing whatever it is and moving whatever it is that they want to move while you're unaware, 100% unaware. Like I said, I keep telling people stuff so that people can, see stuff and understand it and be prepared before it happens. So you're not shocked and surprised. Again, I sound crazy now, just like I sounded crazy about 3 to 4 years ago, but here we are. Here we are. Gail says, Seji, you ain't moving right. You're a man in your 30s. You're right. So no. This one Miguel is hilarious. Everything is about the mission, Gail. Everything is about, staying directly focused. Plus, I'm a gamer. Do you not remember how this whole platform started? I was a gamer, Gail. I was a gamer. I was giving y'all videos on 360. Tekken, Legend of Zelda. Well, technically it's a lot of games that you probably wouldn't know nothing about. But I was giving videos on a lot of stuff, patch notes and all that stuff. So, just saying, we originally had 75. Well, not on, well, depending on what channel you're on. If you're on a second coming, this has been, going for a little bit of time since like the pandemic. If you're from the original channel started off, we were about like the craziest part before I get there is that every single day I look at the original channel, YouTube is like, all right, man, we're going to be like taking away 10, 30, 40, 50 subscribers every so often. So right now that the first channel is actually in a deficit, it's been in a negative decline for a while, which is crazy because I have been putting up some content there in the forms of live streams. But magically, as soon as I start, putting up videos, subscribers are just falling off. I'm like negative, what was it, like 130, 135, almost like 140. Crazy work out here. Shout out to YouTube, though. Shout out to YouTube. I get it. Y'all watching. It's no problem. Y'all really trying to make sure that channel does not reach 100K. That's diabolical work, but it is what it is. It's a part. It is a part of the process. It is a part of the process. But yeah, the original channel was the one that was the gaming channel, and that originally had about 75 subscribers. And at this moment in time now, it has about, I'm just going to put it at about like 90 subscribers. So yeah, it came a long way. Long way. 2018. Long way. Sonny said Ratchet and Clank better require rabies and tetanus vaccinations. Yeah, I ain't trying to go that far. We don't need that. But they do have vibrational suits though that you can put on. You can put on suits and arms where it's like if you're playing Call of Duty, you can actually feel where it is that you're, getting hit from, or if you're playing Battlefield. Pink said if they created a smell successfully, a lot of horror games will smell like butt. That is facts. I ain't trying to do that. Like just imagine going through with the sewers and not Call of Duty, Resident Evil. Oh yeah, it's gonna be bad. That is gonna be bad. Gail said I can see the VR AR coming now. Bars. Sonny said, imagine a future of mods, including being able to insert yourself into classic games that will be able to include you. Yeah, that'll be the one positive. Where it's like we played a lot of older games and we never saw anybody that in a sense looked like us. We don't have to do a creative character. We basically put ourselves directly in the game. And now we can dress ourselves up however it is that we want to do. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of things. And let me tell you, okay, let me just put this to another conspiracy theory rant, right? So the moment in time that this AR VR is able to work, this is what is going to transpire and take place. Not only are they going to be able to get you to buy physical products, right? In the real world, as we already know, we use money to buy physical products, right? And those are products that we own, that we hold, right? In the digital world, sound like I'm playing Digimon right now. In the digital world, it's going to be the exact same thing with VR and AR. So let's say like you want to go back to your old neighborhood, or you want the same apartment that you got now. They have maps now, and these are in crypto. They have maps where people are buying up these land masses and whatnot, and just like Monopoly. And you could, in a sense, recreate that. You could have that directly right there. So your childhood home, you can basically live that in the virtual world and all this other type of stuff. It's going to be the exact same thing. So everything that you do literally in the real world, you're going to be doing in the virtual world. So people who are willing to pay $1,000 for a phone in the real world, you're going to be paying that same amount for a phone in, the other world, right? So like I said before, they're going to have people hook, line, and sinker. And I am going to be the same guy directly up here trying to tell people, remember the information I sat up there and told y'all 10 years ago? And nobody wanted to. I'm telling you, I promise you, I'm going to be right back up here saying the exact same thing. And I'm going to be also the same person showing y'all off a lot of that gear. I'm like, hey, remember that stuff I told you about? Here it is right here. The PS9. Virtual hardware. Get yours now, right? It's going to be that type of thing. I'm telling you, it's going to be looking crazy directly out here. It's going to be looking insane. Gail said, I'm trying to get you some consoles. What consoles, Gail? I'm already there. The only thing I'm missing is what? Well, I got to upgrade this computer realistically. That's what I actually need to do, because I had this computer since the pandemic. What about like 2019, 2020? So yes, it's technically it's time to actually upgrade this computer. But console wise, the only thing I'm missing is like the Switch 2, and that's coming out later this year. I mean, so if you're trying to, gift a brother a console, by all means, it's all love out here. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I got that first Switch back when I was working at Whole Foods. I literally got off. I told y'all that story too. I got off work with one of my coworkers, and we went directly. Well, technically, it was 3 coworkers, because one of the guys, Wilmer, he dropped us off. Shout out to Wilmer. He dropped us off from the job at Target, and we got our tickets. Waited in line up until the Target to open around like 7 or 8 o'clock, and we ran in there and we got our Switches, and we were set. First game I got was Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I kid you not, still to this day, I did not finish it. I made it up to the second one, like at least the second boss, though. I did that. That's terrible, though. But I played other games, though. I got that Mario Kart and, and all the other type of stuff on there. So, yeah. Sonny said, checking your credit. Yep. Sonny said, the moment I dust off my studio, they'll bring back Little Nas X to disturb my influences. Yeah, that's probably going to happen. And that's the other thing too. Let me put it to you another way. Fortnite is, in a sense, getting people primed to getting used to seeing celebrities in virtual reality, right? So a lot of celebrities were able to see K-pop stars, rappers. The last one we had was what? Mariah Carey singing All I Want for Christmas. So they're getting people primed for what it is that is to come in the future with virtual reality. You're just seeing it without the headset on. Soon enough, when VR and AR basically happens, you're going to be paying for those concert tickets. So instead of people be like, all right, I want to go to this concert, but I can't make it because it's in Dubai. Guess what? You'll go to this virtual concert where it's pretty much reality, and you're going to be there able to see front row seats of whoever this artist is. Now, of course, you may have to pay some front row prices. It may not be the exact same, but you will be paying a pricey amount in order to do that. You might also pay some money for like a backstage, virtual, type of view, and and seeing the art. Like I said, it's going to be racks on racks on racks that people are going to be willing to spend virtually in order to get to these things if they can't make it physically. I'm telling you, they're going to. If Fortnite at this moment in time, at its height, was able to pull in 500 plus million a month, and I kid you not, go back and look up the stats. When Fortnite launched that battle royale, they were making 500 plus a month. If that is what Fortnite was doing before they started adding in celebrities, just imagine what VR is going to do when they start adding in all these celebrities, all of these music concerts, when they start adding in all of these fashion retailers, where these car companies start pulling up and showing up. Like I said, I'm trying to tell people, they are getting people primed for this virtual reality so that you are used to everything that's already transpiring and happening. But it's like they're doing it in such increments that people aren't, in a sense, putting it together. Like I said, I'm a gamer. I already know what they do. I'm like Tony Stark when it comes to this. I'm 20 years ahead. I'm 20 to 30 plus years ahead. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm looking. I'm just waiting for the physical of it to show up, pretty much where I'm at, right? Well, Sonny said, I have a few nostalgic lounges, right? Gail said, one generous Kruger is all it takes. It's always good. This is why I miss Gail. This is why we love Gail directly on this show. Gail is always hilarious. Let me tell you, there is never a day this woman is not funny. Oh man. So she said they're going to drop play and just call it stay. Yep. Stay of game. Oh, speaking of which, for a lot of people that are into what is it? Gaming. Xbox already had their Xbox ID. They already had that a few days ago where they showed off a few, different games, from indie games and stuff like that. They also released certain games as well, directly on Game Pass, including Ninja Gaiden 2, mastered in the sense, I guess you could say it's very much upgraded graphically, and that's for free if you do have Game Pass, along with a few other games. And I think this month or next month, I want to say maybe it should be next month, PlayStation should have State of Play. So, that's where we're going to be at on that. So expect a State of Play to take place and happen. I'm not sure what PlayStation is going to show off, but I'll be watching it. Maybe, depending, I might just so happen to do a playback and a live stream about it so that we can all watch it, just in case y'all missed it. Like I said, different types of content for you guys to look at. What Sonny said, they're going to, yeah. K5 said, I mainly game on the Series X, don't really touch the PS5. I got you. Yeah, same here. You said Marvel Rivals is crack. Oh yeah, Marvel Rivals is dope. It is a very dope game. It is very dope. I'm just waiting to see a lot of the characters and the roster that they're going to bring out. You'll probably catch me up on there when the thing rolls up, because I do like characters I originally played, let's say in Marvel Ultimate Alliance, or back when Marvel Heroes was a thing. For anybody that did play PC, Marvel Heroes was a game. I like playing with defensive characters. Storm was, that's my baby right there. So, I sit up there and normally have Storm building her crit, lightning and storms going all, throughout the field and whatnot. Or you would have Colossus, tankier characters like, Colossus, Ben Grimm, aka the Thing, and stuff like that. I wish they would actually bring that game back. If anything, I would actually want Xbox to do, Microsoft to do, is to get a hold of the Marvel Heroes IP and bring that game directly to consoles. Bring it to consoles. That'd be great. That will be dope. That'd be something that would be able to consistently bring in a type of money. I feel like that'd be a smart move, and it really wouldn't take Microsoft that much money to get that running and to have that going. Yo, Dutch Armstrong, much love, respect, and appreciation for the $20 dono. Also, much love and appreciation to any and everybody that donated directly to the platform as well. Much love, much love, much love. Sonny said, for years I was working on the idea to release my music on a Roblox event. Yeah, go for broke. Go ahead and do it. Go right ahead and do it. Like I said, this is, like I said, I'm going to put it to you like this: for anybody that is a creative at this moment in time, and this is coming from the fiber of the being of a gamer. If you are creative, try to find any and every avenue to put your music directly out there. I don't even care if it's crypto. Like I said, Tory Lanez did it. Tory Lanez showed you exactly how it was done, where he made his songs and whatnot into an NFT, and he sold them bad boys, and he made millions. And the record companies got directly mad at him because he literally found a system of which he doesn't need a middleman. It's literally him, and it's you, the consumer. That's it. The only person in the middle is pretty much the crypto platform, whatever platform is basically hosting it. That's it. But again, it's not all of this other type of nonsense. So for a lot of the creatives out there that are independent, want to stay independent, this may be the moment in time that you want to start looking into, like I told y'all before, blockchain tech and all these other types of things. Because again, if the world goes digital, this is where the world is going to be. So you want to be the first ones in line when people start, filing up, trying to, buy music, trying to do this, trying to do that. If you were the first ones, a part of the first section to get ahead of everybody else to do it, you stand a great chance to, make it big and to, get your name directly out there. Because like I said, I covered videos before about 2 years ago of this one girl. She does artwork, but she turned it into an NFT and she sold it. She made up to like 300K by putting it on Ethereum platforms. 300K that she made from her art. And it wasn't even a physical art. It was just the NFT of that art, and people were buying it. So like I said, I talk about both the positives and the negatives, and also the ugly side of all of these things. But again, there are positive things that people can take advantage of in order to get to where it is that, they need to be. So again, this is why I do a lot of the content that I do, even though I know that a lot of people don't watch it. But hopefully, at a point in time, you might, people may look back and, look at it. Sonny said that Travis Scott thing on Fortnite was a waste of a great idea. No, but they kept doing it though. You had K-pop stars as well. You had a lot of other people that had concerts, and it's going to keep happening. Like I said, at this moment in time, nobody could stop Fortnite but Fortnite. Fortnite has literally went everywhere. They've done characters from horror films. They've taken things from Japanese anime. They got K-pop artists. They got Fortnite is a game where you can have Peter Griffin, Naruto, a Gundam, Homer Simpson, and whoever else all on the same team. I would have never thought in this day and age that I would see a video game where you could see all forms of or representations of different characters across media entertainment on a game. Crazy work. But only Fortnite is able to do it, because I don't know why anybody else wasn't able to do it, but it is what it is. Hack said, "Mommy milk this man." This is why I gotta pre-read comments before I decide to read stuff. Oh man, this dude right here. This is why I can't have comments highlighted directly up there. This is why we don't have comments highlighted. This is exactly why we got to keep these directly to the side. Sonny said Xbox could just put PSN on their will and retire. Yeah, yep. Love said, when you're going to wake up, people are a resource called gas and oil. That's why more babies wanted like more cattle from me. Well, love, this is the thing. I'm not sure about the wake up part, because I've already been informing people that everybody's slaves. So that pretty much goes without saying. And I've also showcased people videos of cloned meat and people eating cannibalizing, for lack of a better word. I've showcased a lot of things. So it's like I'm not really sure what you're getting at. I mean, to me, if I'm looking at the comments, it seems as though you might be a little bit new to the platform. If you are, welcome to the platform. But a lot of these things I've talked about over years, and I've brought them up either in live stream formats. I might have put them in a community post, or I might have made several videos directly about these topics on top of bringing up news stories and whatever videos that I, specifically need to showcase that information. So yeah, I've showcased this before. So I've been, woken up. a while ago. This is like back during high school. So, I've been there for a minute. What we got? Sonny said, lanes don't do middlemen or middle toes. This man right here. Oh, man. Sonny said, Super Smash Family. Yeah, that's what it is on Fortnite. That's what it is on Fortnite. Shout out to everybody on all 7 on the original channel, and also shout out to all 30 on the secondary channel. Shout out, shout out, shout out. Sonny said platforms do whatever they can for the audience that dwells on Fortnite. Yeah, they cater to the audience. I will say this. Epic is the only game that seemingly knows how to really cater to the audience. I don't know what type of algorithm or AI that they have listening or paying attention to their people, but this is crazy. They're doing more work out here than a lot of the Asian games. And the Asians make sure to cater to the fans by way of having, the costumes and the outfit and aesthetically making sure the characters look beautiful, looking attractive, right? That's what the Asian games do. Epic Games is like, yo, we're going to pretty much do all of that and then some. And they've done it. They have done it. They are the only successful game that I can say that has done something like this. I have not seen anybody else do it. I have not seen nobody else do it. And we're probably not at this moment. We're probably not going to see anybody else be able to successfully copy what it is that Epic is doing either. Love said gas and oil, methane, it processes from bacteria eating dead plants and animals. Yeah, I know. I got you. I'm right there. I said, hack equals weaponized autism. This man right here. Oh man. Yo, Soldier, what is up? What is up? Set random, but aside from Fortnite, the only game I've seen with random characters on VR was VR chat, and that is a mess. Yeah. I've seen VR chat. I've seen that. It's you can also watch movies, like brand new movies on there. It's diabolical. I think my voice slightly cracked when I said that. That was the nerdism coming out. But yeah, on on VR chat, you can actually watch movies that just came out. That's crazy work on how that happens or how that takes place. And I'm pretty sure somebody on there might be running some crypto stuff for like, yo, I'm telling you, man. I'm trying to tell y'all right now, there are so many different avenues at this moment in time for people to just so happen to make money. People better pay attention. I'll put it to you like this. Like I said, the information that I gave to y'all about the third term and this guy trying to make this happen, and more than likely they may be successful at, putting this in there. People just need to do what they can to make the money that they can during this moment. That's what they need to do. We are at the first part of this 4 years. You need to be, focused, of course, on the information that's coming out, but also try to make as much money as you can. That is the best thing I'm going to sit up and tell you, because I promise you, a lot of other people are not going to tell you the same thing. Because if people pay attention, back during when Trump was in there before, people were sitting up there making money. Things were sitting up there moving for a lot of people. And then when everything started to dwindle down and he was completely out of there, people were like, yo, what's happening? Da da da, all this other type of stuff. Rah, rah, rah. Right. So now you got a second time. This dude is back in office. So if you didn't take advantage the first time, you better sit up there and take advantage this time. No matter if you like him or not, you better sit up there and pay attention. Like I said, look at history charts, look at historical charts. People better pay attention. Look at the numbers. Because the other thing I tried to tell y'all before is that if you pay attention to a lot of these people in Congress and Senate, there's a lot of money moving. I'm talking about multi-millions of dollars. What was the one dude I told y'all before? It was somebody in Congress, white dude in Congress, that was voting against TikTok. But before he voted against TikTok, he sat up there and put multi-millions of dollars directly on Meta stock. I'm talking about like over $1.7 million in Meta stock. And that was when the stock was about 600, probably about like $612. Maybe not a little, maybe a little bit less. Now, last time I checked, the Meta stock was close to about, I want to say about 650. If I'm correct, if I can open up this my cell phone real quick and see if I can find this. Hold on, I gotta go back to my searches. See Meta stock. I wish as soon as I type this in, it would just immediately tell me. Let's see. What are we looking at right now for Meta stock? Waiting for it to load. on Yahoo Finances. Yeah, currently at this moment in time, Metastock is at 647. So let me see. Did it touch 650? It did not touch 650 yet, but that's still close. That actually it did. It did touch 650 actually. Hold on, when did it touch 650? When was that? Can I even mark that? I messed up. But yeah, it looked like it did touch 650. So yeah, that dude, he made money. He made money, and probably a lot of other people in government made money by putting their monies directly into Meta stock. So, like I said, people got to start following the money and looking at what a lot of people are doing and how a lot of this money is moving at this moment in time. People got to pay attention. So, like I said, you might not like Trump and all this other type of stuff. That's cool. Pay attention to the money. At the end of the day, Trump is a businessman. The United States is a business. It is a corporation. So since it's getting treated as such, it's looked as such, your job as investors is to figure out where all the rich people are putting their money and start divvying up, dividing and putting your money in a variety of other places. This is why some years before, back during the pandemic, I was giving y'all videos about stocks. I was giving y'all videos about cryptocurrency. I was telling you things about AI. I was telling you things about robotics. Because why? This is where the future is headed. The future is heading digital. The future is going to be handheld, right? You see, if you go back and look in the video and look at some of their talks, all of the tech that they're coming out with, look at what China is going to be sitting up there doing. I kept telling y'all 2030, 2035 is going to be a very interesting time. Y'all better wake up, better pay attention real quick. Because if you don't, you are going to sit up there and miss the mark, and you're going to be mad when you do. And you're going to be looking around like, yo, why didn't anybody tell us? Why didn't you did? It was just the fact that the people that you decided to watch wasn't going to tell you. Like I said, case in point, a lot of these big people up here that they got these huge platforms by the the millions and whatnot that want to tell you to vote Democratic. They ain't going to sit up there and tell you like, hey, go out there and invest your money in this. Go because this is where I'm putting my money, hundreds of thousands, 500. This is where I'm sitting up there put your money over. They ain't going to sit up and tell you that. They're going to tell you to vote. Notice everybody that always tells you to vote never tells you how to invest. Pay attention. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're a Republican. Pay attention to this one consistent fact. Everybody that normally tells you how to vote will never tell you how to invest your money and how to get rich just like them, because they don't want you to be rich. They don't want you to be on the same level as them, because if you're on the same level, guess what? They don't got an audience no more, realistically, in a sense. Because now everybody's like, well, I'm up here with you. I don't need to list you no more. Right? So their whole goal is to keep you at a certain point. Their whole goal is to keep you at a certain base level of money so that they can keep the hierarchy or whatever it is that they built at that moment in time, so they can stay on that king seat that they're allowed. Like I said, none of these people out here with these huge mega foreign platforms, they don't really care about y'all. They ain't trying to tell y'all how to invest or try to help y'all list videos and all. They ain't trying to do it. All they're here to do is entertain you at the end of the day. That is it. That is it. Because again, they're told what to do and told what not to do. We will give you money if you tell these people, if you jump and holler and do all of this stuff for these people, we'll sit up there and line your pockets and you'll be rich for a very long time. We might even enable some generational wealth, potentially, if you do the right things. But if you tell people how it is that they should invest, how it is that they can grow, how it is that they can be self-sufficient, all this, we're going to make sure that you're not successful. We're going to make sure that your content and all that, you're not going to see the light of day. We're going to make sure that you're not going to have sponsorships from a McDonald's, a Reeboks, a Nike, a Popeyes, all this other type of stuff. Like I said, people gotta, like I keep trying to tell people, I've been saying this for years, y'all gotta wake up. Y'all gotta realize what it is for what it is. Y'all gotta realize what it is. Brandon V. World said, I do. He's talking about the investments, paying attention, looking at all the background stuff. De Jesus, what is up? What is up? What is up? Said we also got Dre. Said, who plays emulators? Back in the day, I did play emulators. I used to play Mugen. If people don't know what Mugen is, Mugen was a fighting. Basically, it's the Fortnite of fighting games where you got everybody. You got anything from like King of Fighters to Capcom, anime, Gundams, Slitherman. Like, you got everything directly in there. Right. Carl Hood said, great information, much love, respect, and appreciation. Sonny said, LOL, Asian games make me sad. The objectives don't just let you be a hero, they require you to witness your own trauma as validation to be a piece of ish. Ah, yeah, true, true. Hack said it was 1.5 mil. Yeah, like I said, crazy work. Crazy work. The amount that he invested, all to sit up there and be like, all right, I'm ready to sit up there and vote against TikTok. I want TikTok out of here. And I told people, like, yo, y'all better watch those stocks. If the stock is stuck, it's stagnant at a certain point, they're waiting. They're waiting for something to sit up there and take place and happen. And I guess after TikTok was re-enabled, and then you have the connection between Instagram and Facebook, that's all that needs to be done. And the stocks went from 612 during that time. It took about, some days to a week. It went from 612 to that time all the way up to about 650, 647 to 650. So yeah, he made some money. Made some money on investment, and more than likely he's going to be holding that for a minute, because some more things are probably going to happen if some more integration actually takes place or some bigger news happens. Yeah, that stock is going to blow up. It's going to be looking like Tesla. That thing is going to go up to like $1,000 per stock. It's going to be looking crazy. It's going to be looking real crazy in a minute. Hack said insider trading. Oh yeah. There was a lot of people talking about insider trading dealing with government officials. They've been doing this for a long time. And these are some of the same government officials that told the United States people, we better not catch you dibbling, dabbling, and going directly into crypto back circa 2018, 2019. They were really trying to, make people scared of, dibbling and dabbling in crypto, trying to really scare people out of that. Oh, yeah. And then you start looking and you see the banks and you see a lot of these corporations dibbling, dabbling in the crypto. Shout out to Vanguard. Shout out to BlackRock. Yeah. So then you got a hack said, do as I say, not as I do. Signed, the U.S. government. Facts. Love said, we are animals and overpopulated. Okay, bye. Good channel. Wait, I'm confused. I don't even I don't even know what just happened. And it kills me when a lot of people say that the planet is overpopulated. I'm like, no, we're not. It's no, that's what they in a sense tell you. You have a lot of areas, even in the United States, we got a lot of desert. We got a lot of forest. We have a lot of acreage that does not have cities. Matter of fact, look at Canada as a whole. There's a lot of area where humans have not even touched, where there are not even cities. So no, the planet is not overpopulated. Are some areas condensed? If you look at India, if you look at China, areas of China, yeah, you got some populations that are highly condensed and focused in one area. But no, it's not overpopulated. That's something in the sense that they told you. And the funniest thing is, with a lot of the area and the terraforming that we're actually able to do, we could make those areas sustainable and we could grow food there that would be able to feed people around the planet. Like we could have a whole different food economy here. But again, I told y'all before, everything is about control. It's not about making life easier and better for the human population. No, because then once you do that, you also elevate the mentality, the energy of a lot of people. They're not trying to do that. They want to sit up there and have you on a certain thinking playing field where it's like, man, I'm stressed out. Man, I'm emotionally and mentally drained. Man, everything is looking bad every single day. Man, you got these people losing they got you in this perpetual motion of looking at the negative and feeling negative and sitting directly there. So that's going to keep you at a certain level. You're not going to be able to see above that water, because it's not the water that's pulling you down, it's yourself, right? Because you're enabling all that information, all that energy to be there to hold you at a certain level. So it's like, if all you are used to and accustomed to is darkness, you're not going to be trying to peek up and see the light. You're not trying to do that, right? So, but yeah, anyways, Brandon V. World said it has nothing to do with Trump's being a businessman. It has everything to do with the politicians following the money and following money and business influence politicians. Yeah. No, but I was saying, I brought up the whole thing of Trump being a businessman because America is a corporation. Because it's not in a sense a country, realistically. If we look at everything if we look at all the commodities, if we look at everything has been transpiring, if we even look at everyday people, we're just numbers. That's it. We are literally just numbers. Again, proof of which, go back and look at your birth certificate, look at the social security card. We are all nothing but numbers registered, and the United States owns us. That's it. We are nothing but like working members for this country to keep doing what is needed for the elites directly out here to stay fat, to stay rich, and all this other type of stuff. It bees like that though. It bees like that. But I'm just saying, people just gotta pay attention and follow what is happening. Stanley Green said, "What are you talking about? Because your content be all over the place." I would. This is what I would sit up and tell you, because usually I would cut it off so that everything would stay consistent. Because usually people would just step in and they'll be here. I would say if you rewind the live stream and you will go back and listen, you would understand what I'm talking about at this moment. At a certain point in time, things will come around and actually make a little bit of sense, because I brought in a lot of other stuff that had to do with the third term. And then I talked about the Stargate project earlier on, and I, wrapped things right around and brought in more things. Like I said, it sounds very confusing, but when you go back and listen to the full totality of the conversation and the information being given out, it'll make sense. But shout out to Sandy Green. Shout out. Brandon V. World said business favored Trump because they business favored Trump because they call by by a call by the 1%ers, right? And he can push their agendas to make it lucrative for him. Yeah. That's what the businessmen do. You said the government has never wanted millionaires. They wanted a workforce that will pay their taxes. That's facts. And West Texas, barely nobody lives over there. Yeah. Like I said, like it's not overpopulated. We have a lot of desert areas. It doesn't matter if it's normal desert or if it's Arctic. We got deserts all over the place where it's inhabited, not habitable. Jesus Christ, wrong words. Juke, what is up? What is up? Said, when I was in the military, I bought a house at every military station I was at. After 24 years of service, I have 7 houses in the United States and 2 here in the UK. Woo! Man, that's a quite an investment there. That is quite an investment. That's dope. That is dope. Shout out to you. Like I said, shout out much love, respect, and appreciation for your service. Let me tell you that. Shout out to you for having those investments. Like I said, you ain't gonna be running out of money no time soon. You on some Nick Fury type stuff. We got hideouts everywhere. We got hideouts all over the world. You ain't gonna be able to find me. I'm somewhere different every single day, every single week. Not gonna be able to find me. But yeah, man. But that's pretty much it. Again, shout out to everybody that's been a part of the conversation, no matter where we went in the conversation. Shout out to you guys, being there. Also, shout out to y'all who also watched the previous video I uploaded for you guys early. Wait, what was that comment? Jesus said, just laughing. I forgot I was supposed to check the polls too. So let me go up to the polls. Let me see what we got. So on one of the channels, I said on SEIJIHITO the Second Coming, we got about 67 votes. I put up, should presidents be able to serve 3 terms? 24% said yes. 76% said no. So we will close out the poll directly on that one. So then we're going to go to the OG channel and we're going to look at the same thing. And it says, should presidents be able to serve 3 terms? Yay or nay? 15% said yes, with 33 votes in there. We got 50% that said yes and 85% that said no. So we will close that out right there. So yeah, like I said, this is everything is very interesting. Also, shout out to anybody that rolled through the vote as well. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Much love, much love. Brandon V. World said, I want to be like you when I grow up, Duke. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, man. People, all over the world. Mr. Worldwide. Shout out to Pitbull. You know, Juke is out here in these streets, just relaxing. Man got beachfront, beach houses. This man was probably a black op operative out there like some Mission Impossible 007 type stuff. Incognito. You know. But yeah, much love to everybody that's been here, took part directly in the conversations as well. Shout out to y'all showing up every single time, or whenever it is that you guys can. Shout out also again to anybody that donated to the platform, because like I said before, I would not be able to do specifically what it is that I do without people like you. What was the last one? We got Lucas Gabriel. What is up? What is up? Said it will be interesting if Trump has a third term. It will. It will. It very much will. And again, you know, I brought it up because for whatever reason, I did not see this really get talked about or brought up. And I felt that out of everything that people have been, you know, going on about and really talking about, I felt like this is something that should have been all over the place, but it wasn't. You know, pretty much everything went to the same normal news that it normally does. And I'm like, that's crazy. Because I'm like, this is something this is serious, along with the Stargate project. Maybe I might, you know, put some of the stuff directly on TikTok. I don't know. Might put it on TikTok, might upload it on IG. I'll figure it out what I'll do. But yeah, like I said, anybody that follows me on TikTok, IG, much love, respect, and appreciation. Anybody who is also a part of the Xbox, the gaming scene, and I got you up on there. Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, much love, respect, and also Steam on PC. Much love, respect, and appreciation. And that is it. So I'm going to let this stream go and, you know, let people catch up on it whenever they decide to. And I will catch you guys in the next live stream and or video. Peace.